online safety. Well, yesterday apparently was Online Safety Day 2. We'll explain that in a second. But vulnerable people across the UK are going to be shielded from the most dangerous online content, as new laws are set to be introduced to prevent devastating self-harm material from reaching people of all ages. And I hope you appreciate that those are not my words. Those are the words of the British government. So yesterday they announced urgent action. This is their words again, to toughen the Online Safety Act by putting stricter legal requirements on tech companies to hunt down and remove material that encourages or assists serious self-harm before it can destroy lives and tear families apart. While platforms already have to take specific steps to protect children, they say, from this dangerous self-harm content, the government recognises that adults battling mental health challenges are equally at risk from exposure to material that could trigger a mental health crisis or worse. And they say that these new regulations mean that content encouraging or assisting serious harm will be treated as priority offence for all users. This change will trigger the strongest possible legal protections, compelling platforms to use cutting-edge technology to actively seek out and eliminate this content before it can reach users and cause irreparable harm, rather than simply reacting after someone has already been exposed to it. So that's what they had to say about this. Now, this is the first act of Liz Kendall. There she is. Happy Liz there. And this is just a couple of days since she became Technology Secretary. She says the regulations will come into force 21 days after they're made, following approval by both houses of Parliament. Now, don't make me laugh, please. This is going to be done via statutory instrument, which is going to be laid before Parliament, probably on an indeterminate Sunday during the autumn, when no one's there to challenge it. So this is a new level of censorship, which is being imposed under the guise of protecting vulnerable people from harmful content. It should be noted here that the direct encouragement of suicide is already illegal under the 1961 Suicide Act, unless it's assisted suicide,
yes,
of course.
I knew that was coming.
Yeah, but content that portrays self-harm is not illegal. Neither is content which portrays suicide as positive or desirable, and neither is content which provides information on methods of self-harm. So this is the return of the legal but harmful issue that was supposedly dropped from the Online Safety Act before it was actually passed as an act. Of course, I'm not suggesting that content such as this is desirable or should be encouraged, but it's not illegal. And it is being used as a poster child for the rolling out of technology that scans social media content as it's being uploaded, so that it's censored before it ever appears on a platform. Now, I'm going to ask, hands up, anyone who thinks that this will stop with self-harm, because of course it won't. This is a significant expansion of the Online Safety Act scope, moving from the idea of sort of reactively taking down content to anticipation of whatever that content might be. And of course, they've got to scan all content if they're going to identify content that is relevant to self-harm. So this is only the start. And remember, the Online Safety Act is an enabling act. It enables its own expansion via ministerial decree, as we've seen in this case. So let's then move on to the next step in the rollout of the Act, the so-called super complaints. The Online Safety Act allows expert organisations, you can laugh at that too, representing users or the public to make special complaints to Ofcom called a super complaint. These are their words. Super complaints should be about features of sites and apps that are regulated or the behaviour of organisations who run them that risk causing serious harm to people or significantly affecting people's right to freedom of expression. Now, do you see what they did there? They enable super complaints, which will result in limiting people's right to free expression in order to protect people's right to free expression. How does that work?
Well, it's all thought crime, in my opinion.
Absolutely.
Mike. It's all thought crime.
Yeah. So super complaints are going to help organisations who are experts about online harm to ensure issues can be brought to Ofcom's attention. So note the language, organisations who are experts about online harm. I wonder who those could be. Well, let's have a look at what they say. So they say who can make a super complaint. They talk about people who use regulated sites and apps, or people who represent people. Sorry, try that again. Organizations, because this can't be brought by an individual or people. It has to be brought by an organization who use the regulated sites and apps, or who represent the general public or a specific group of people. That has to be an organization that operates independently from regulated sites and apps. And it has to be an organization that regularly takes part in public discussions about online safety as an expert. So that's basically it. We're seeing the massive ramping up of this situation and this legislation and this censorship regime. Where could it go wrong?
Well, everywhere, Mike, but I'll just say this is where Sandy's point is so important, that big demonstrations, violence helps exactly what we're warning about here in the news today. When people are quiet and measured, we've got a much better chance of getting through this type of pernicious censorship. So I just think that's worth highlighting.
Okay, let's move on then, and let's say that if you like what the UK Column does and you would like to support us, we do need your ongoing support. The options for helping us out are available via this button on the front page of the UK Column website. Please have a look, and if you can possibly support us, that'd be very much appreciated. A massive thank you to everybody that does. Now, people may have noticed that Jerm did not produce a couple of interviews over the last couple of days. We're very sorry about that. There were technical issues around that, but I'm glad to say he is back tonight speaking to Simon Roche. So join us at 7 p.m. for that this evening. Great news on the on location event in York, I believe, but well, just before we came on air, Brian, just 2 tickets left.
Absolutely brilliant. Who is going to take the last 2 tickets? 2 individuals or a couple? I don't know. But please help us out. Let us sell these last 2 tickets. This will be absolutely wonderful. Full house for UK Column on Location in York. So utterly brilliant support from all our members and supporters, wherever you are.
We're very much looking forward to that. Yeah. And Brian, we've got, or at least you've got, a discussion with Kim Isherwood coming up soon.
Yes, being edited at the moment, but I just wanted to highlight it because Kim has gone from one woman challenging the sexual grooming of children through the education system to the fact that at the end of this month she'll be going to Washington with a group of other individuals to challenge the World Health Organization on their disgusting child sexuality education program. And Kim did a really brilliant interview with me warning about the specific dangers of that program. So I just want to say an amazing lady who has achieved and is achieving a huge amount.